a lot of people, I think, get to the point where they think they need to do something spiritually, but you actually took a step and became and went to India
Mm.
and became a monk. That's a step that almost nobody takes. And as a young person who's interested in, I meditate, I do things, but in a very Western way. Like I meditate 10 to 15, 20 minutes a day on a good day, you know? And that's nothing compared to like what you went and did. So I'm really curious is what drove you to take such a drastic step in that direction?
Um, I'm not recommending everybody does it, but for me, I think it was something that it had a very loud calling at a time in my life where getting all my getting all my material desires fulfilled did not satisfy me, and also wanting to find purpose and wanted to find like, okay, what is my offering in this short life? It was sort of also blended with an untimely death of my father, which made me really sort of question like, what is a win here? What is the home run that we just pop out a bunch of kids? Is that the goal of life? I mean, chickens and frogs do that. Is that where we're going with this, or is it to be adventurous? Is it to become famous, or is it to make lots of money? Is it to just travel the world? And so it made me question what is purpose. What is a win in this human life? Because my father did one path. He was very responsible. He was, he lived a noble life. He took care of a bunch of kids. He never had a bunch of money, and he had a humble, noble profession of a school teacher. And he died untimely. And I thought, well, did he miss the mark, or is that the mark? And so it really made me question, what do I want to do with this very short existence? Sometimes when we see people die that we're close to, it's not just the grief of the loss of the person, but oftentimes it's like, wow, that could have been me. It makes us
Yeah.
realize our own mortality and our own very very short time on this planet. And hopefully it's not just like a flash in the pan, like I'm very sober about material existence for 2 days, and then I'm back to normal, back on the grind or back on the treadmill, etc. Hopefully, it's sort of like it makes you think, it makes you pivot, it makes you maybe perhaps change the trajectory of what you want to do. So I think that his untimely death mixed with sort of losing faith in material pursuits. I wasn't rich, but I had enough money I could buy what I wanted. I didn't have a penthouse, but I had my own, good priced apartment in Manhattan. You know, um, I had a girlfriend. I had the things that people want. So then you could ask, well, you should have just got more of it. You should have got a bigger apartment. You should have got a better car. You should have got, a prettier girlfriend. You should have got all these things that make you sound like, how can I take this up a notch? And I started to think, well, is that really it? Is that the goal? Is it to get bigger and broader and more like a bolder and supersized? Is that the win? And so fortunately, I feel it's fortunate that I said, you know what? I don't think there's anything of this world that I can purchase that will actually make me feel whole and connected. And I already had a foundation of spirituality for the previous 4 years. I've been just reading books and trying to apply, like yourself, meditational practices, etc. And I thought, and that was sort of like a pinch between the death and that success. I just said, you know what? No, I don't want to play this role like I'm a leader of a band where people are looking up to me for advice, and I myself am a little lost. It's like, if I don't have one hand connected to the boat, how am I going to reach out and give? I was a band that was speaking about self-control,
Yeah.
discipline, an ethical message. We were straight edge, we were vegetarian, had positive attitudes, but at the same time, I felt like, who am I going to help? I don't know anything. I don't know what I'm doing with my life. I mean, I appreciate it. People are getting off drugs. People are getting off drinking. That's good. That's a good thing. But I know that's just a threshold of something greater. I'm reading these books by like masters and renunciates and mystics. I was like, I definitely don't have what they have. I was like, why are these people following me? I'm just like, I'm a novice. And so for me, I realized I don't want to teach anymore. I just want to shut up and listen.
You just finished watching a clip from the Grateful podcast featuring Ray Cappo. If you want to see the full episode with Raghunath, I recommend that you click this right here. I know you want to. Come on, click it.